I thought it was all over.
Ladies and gentlemen, I go by the name of Caution, Mr. 700. You're now tuned in to AllOva Radio. Let's mellow it out, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
We don't like to come on too strong. This ain't...
My nigga, you just dropped a bomb.
You feel me?
So.
Bomb into smoothness. It's like the bomb before the calm. You know what I'm saying?
I guess you.
Got my brothers in this bitch. I got my brother A.O. Clark in this motherfucker.
Wow.
My brother Ringo in this bitch.
Check.
How y'all boys doing, man?
Can't complain. Gucci is a motherfucker.
Doing good,
Big facts. Another day,
another dollar.
Facts, man. A lot of shit didn't took place since the last time we did a pod, but you know, most of that shit be all over the news anyway. I'm trying to think of the craziest shit that's happened since, you know, the last time we was in here. Just something that pops to the mind. Outside of Kanye, I just hate talking about that, man. Like that's another type of situation. Shout out to K-Dot for selling out all these fucking venues everywhere he's going.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Good old stadium tours. A little bit different, you know what I'm saying? That nigga said,
Sizzle.
Yeah, I mean, I guess when you got a combination like that, it's gonna do what it's gonna do.
Right.
You know,
shit's all up white hot right now too. Boy, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So
It's definitely the time for this.
The perfect combination.
Man, and then like Luther right now is still like the longest running #1 single they've both had collectively anyway. So like they still killing it out here, bro, by every means of them.
They not like us still kicking ass too. Niggas say that how like it's the Pledge of Allegiance, nigga.
Yeah, that nigga Charlamagne said he went to the show and he was like, bro, I went to the show and he was like, Drake gonna have to sue everybody because he was like, everybody in the crowd was singing the song word for word. And I'm like, bro, I don't see how people say like, oh, it was like bots and shit pushing the song and it wasn't really people really listening. I'm like, bro, everywhere you go, you heard that song. Like between that and Like That with him and Future, when them hoes was popping, bro, they was playing them back to back.
What you said?
They was playing them back to back, bro. So yeah, that nigga has made a how can I say it? He has made a killing off this shit.
Is They Not Like Us the greatest beef song ever?
The biggest impact ever. There's never been one bigger.
Facts.
The nigga won 5 Grammys. He won 5 Grammys for that shit.
Right.
He finna win 5 American Music Awards for that shit. Because it's nominated again. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
performed it at the Super Bowl. Then turned around and doing it on a sold out tour. It's like the biggest shit. Like it's nothing you could. The nigga performed it at the pop out and did it 7 times. 7 times. He performed that bitch 7 times. Run it back, bro. Run it back. Run it back. You know what I'm saying? I saw an interview with Baka Not Nice, and it made me feel a certain kind of way because I just feel like a lot of these Canadian niggas, man, they have this sense of like they victims. You know what I'm saying? And I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't try to act like because this man got at y'all, he was trying to say, I'm a find it because I want to see. Is this it? Hold on, let me see.
First initial thing was to respond and respond quickly. Yeah. Very efficiently. And very to the point.
Very directly.
Yeah. And, you know, but
pause for the cause. If y'all ain't never heard Baka rap, him saying he gonna respond efficiently is wild to me.
It started brewing in me because where I come from, like that shit doesn't happen. Like you can't just call out a man and not have paperwork to back up your talks. Like that is ludicrous. And then like to see like a whole nation behind it and celebrating it like it's a true story is unbelievable because you know everybody has to understand like I have a kid, Drake has a kid, you know what I mean? So like making accusations like that are like ridiculous and out of this world, you know what I'm saying? So
you know the vibe I get from these niggas, man, is like they don't understand the way like rap beef works.
How rap beef works.
They don't get it because remember when Drake was getting into it with Pusha, he was crying about how Pusha brought up 40 being sick and like all that, and he was just like, that's not the way that this goes, and it's just like, no, nigga.
What do you mean, nigga? Like,
no,
go back and look at history.
I can talk about whatever
I want.
You know what I'm saying? However I want to say it. So I can talk about who shot you. I can talk about who fucked your bitch. I can talk about all of that because that is the premise in which we've known hip hop beef to be about.
Exactly.
But every time this shit get too real for these niggas, bro, it seems like they want to cry and complain about it. So I just thought that was weird. But I shout out to K-Dot for doing what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? You know how I lost a little respect for?
What's that?
Maul from Rory and Mal because of the way that he kind of approaches this shit. Like, he seems like the ultimate, like, OVO fanboy type of perspective, because it's like, bro, what are you talking about? Like, and why you go so hard for Drake? Like, are y'all together for real? Like, I thought you was a Rockefeller nigga.
Right, you know them niggas be like that sometimes.
Yeah, bro, niggas be funny as hell.
That's all I'm gonna say about that.
Yeah.
Leave it alone.
Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about that.
Yeah, man. But just to kind of flip the script here, you know what I'm saying? Got a few topics we can hit up.
Let's slide.
So I was thinking about some of the top underground rappers of all time, and I said top 10, but I don't want to do a top 10. I'm thinking about who would you consider like impactful, done a lot of shit, meant a lot to the game, longevity. Like, who are some of the people that come to mind? Like, you could throw Currency out there off the top. I think Currency sits at the top of that list as far as underground rappers that have sustained a career, successfully makes money, still pushes music, still hasn't changed. But like, if you think about it, like a lot of artists like that, who would you consider like an underground rapper?
I'm gonna say off the top, just me being an old nigga, Tech Nine.
Tech Nine is underground, definitely.
I would say Devin the Dude.
Falls in that category. Slim Thug.
Yeah.
Now, with somebody like Slim Thug, with having commercial success and being like fucking with Pharrell and like having Jay-Z on your song and all that shit, does that still consider you as an underground nigga?
Yeah, to me. I mean, every dog has his day.
So it's just kind of, you peeked your head up for a while.
Shine, came to see what it was like. You know what I'm saying? I'm starting back to the indies.
I think I'll throw Crit in there. I think Big Crit fits in there.
Because I didn't know where Crit was at. I don't know if he was already.
I think Big Crit fits in there. Okay. I think Pusha T fits in that narrative.
Pusha T, for
Pusha T?
For sure.
I think he does.
Do you think he mainstream though?
Nah.
You don't think so?
I think he's mainstream enough as far as his lyrical ability. People know who he is for what he does. But when you consider mainstream, who
I'm gonna say is the Clips mainstream. He's part of that. And Pusha T, if that makes sense.
I think they're mainstream as far as
because they was with Pharrell with the two bangers.
Yeah, maybe so. I think maybe that in that instance, but Pusha T by itself.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So Clips are mainstream, but Pusha T by itself is underground. Like if that makes, I don't know, hopefully that makes sense.
Because if you, I consider mainstream is if you put a nigga's video on a short picture of him, people gonna know who he is off the rip. Or if they hear his voice, they'll know. And I think a lot of times people will know Pusha T, but like a lot of them not gonna know who that is. Like off the rip. I think he's on the borderline. I think
he's a rapper.
In comparison to somebody like Saha the Prince, you know what I'm saying? Or if you really want to throw somebody, Freddie Gibbs.
Freddie Gibbs.
I think honestly and truly, and this may sound crazy, but I think Griselda is underground.
Yeah.
I think musically,
I see where you're coming from with that.
You see what I mean? Because they're and when I say underground, I think a lot of people hear that and they take it like as a negative. It's like niggas don't make money, they not making music that people listen to. No. When I say underground, I mean with a lack of mainstream, like not even success, but a lack of mainstream attention, or the masses knowing who you are, having a big hit or a Billboard hit type of deal. I consider those underground. Like I feel like Kendrick Lamar prior to Good Kid, Mad City was probably considered underground. Even somewhat going into Good Kid, Mad City. So I think a lot of niggas are still in that, you know what I'm saying, in the realm of that.
Yeah, because that whole Section 80 and all that shit,
that nigga was still underground essentially. Like he was a rapper that we all knew.
What do we call Nip then?
Nip was on the verge of...
He was on the verge. Prior to him dying, he would have been considered an underground rapper.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because he didn't even have a major label label debut. And I think that's another thing. If you don't have like an album that came out that you released, or you have a single that hit radio or Billboard, like then I think you still kind of consider like underground.
For sure.
Now you do have to differentiate underground from local. Because there's still something in between there, because you can't compare Currency to MC such and such from Lancaster or wherever he's from. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't do that.
Facts.
And so I think, and I think he's at the top of the food chain, because even if you think of somebody like GZA, GZA is super mainstream based on Wu-Tang. GZA by himself is an underground rapper.
Right.
How you feel about the new underground rappers like the G Pericos and Primo Rice?
I think they fall in the same category. You know what I'm saying? I think
what's the nigga name?
Larry June.
There you go.
Dom Kennedy, all them niggas were considered underground. You know, Don Tripp, Lido. You know what I'm saying? If you really want to go into it, like them niggas true, Dolph. Like prior to, I think Dolph was kind of on the same trajectory as Nipsey to the point where, but Dolph had successful records on radio though.
Yeah, facts.
Because Preach was on the radio, like that shit was like, you know what I'm saying? More so, I think Dolph was on the radio more than Nip, and maybe it's because I'm in the South. That's kind of the narrative that I'm going on with.
Nah, you right. You right.
But I would say Dolph was a little bit more on than Nip was. You know what I'm saying? I think Yo Gotti to an extent, prior to him being like who he is now.
Yeah.
Yo Gotti the rapper would be considered. I mean, he had some hits. I'm not gonna knock him.
Yeah.
But like Yo Gotti the rapper would be considered underground to me.
Fact.
The executive though, he's top of the food chain right now, like batting 1,000. So
for real.
Yeah, but I thought it was an interesting thing, just kind of being on, and this will kind of segue into the next thing, but being on this tour and being involved in it at this juncture where we are, to see how that shit works and to see like damn, like shit does still move around for certain niggas. Okay, you may not be filling up a stadium with 20, 30,000, 40, fucking 50,000 people.
Right.
But you still packing out every venue you step into. You know what I'm saying?
And it's funny to me to see just as many shows as we've been to, that which artists come through and who really puts on the show and who really brings the crowd out. Yeah, man. You'd be surprised that when the said person, you say their name, you're like, oh yeah, they definitely gonna bring a crowd out.
And you see it and it's not that. It's like, facts, bro. And I just seen it on both ends. I've seen people consistently do it, and certain people show up and it'd be cool one time and the next time may not be as. And so you really got to gauge the market and what you're bringing these people out here in, because even people that's from here could do a show, same venue you just sold out Currency for 800. It'd be a motherfucker from here that does a show that has a little bit of a name and can't fill it up with 200 people.
Facts.
Like I know of an event that happened last night or the night before last. And since this doesn't come out right away, I can say this and you don't know what night I'm talking about. But had a few stars from the local area, a few up and comers, a specific individual from, reality show that got a kind of a little buzz, and she out here rapping. And they did a show last night at Trees and it was a flop. So it's not about the people, it's not about the names, it's about one, how you promote the show.
Right.
Two, the artist and what's their draw naturally. Like don't go based off them being openers or on somebody else's set. That shit don't mean nothing. Like you're not drawing the crowd. Like that's not your crowd. Like what are you doing on your own accord? You know what I'm saying? That's not your crowd. You here performing for somebody else's crowd.
You get an alley-oop, really.
Yeah. And I seen that with the Currency tour. Seeing the people he had, like having Stove got on there was dope. Yeah. But now to see it without him, he didn't really need him. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He didn't really need him. Yeah, I think that's dope though. Shout out to all the underground rappers.
Underground rapper list.
Oh, he's definitely on there. That's why I said Griselda. Like all of them. Okay. Yeah, all of them is on there. Yeah. And just because you have to be tied into a specific type of music to even know them niggas are putting out music.
Right. Facts.
You know what I'm saying? But it's definitely a longer list. I think like JID, throw him on there.
I fuck with him too.
I think, well, you can't throw J. Cole on there because J. Cole has been mainstream for a while. That nigga has a lot of hit records.
Facts.
I'm trying to think of who else would you consider. I mean, all the people that you would think about. Lil Flip kind of comes to mind, but he's had success on a number of levels.
That David Banner shit and that game over.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so I wouldn't really put him on there. I think he's touched a little bit himself.
Mike Jones.
He's still tipping.
Just that still
back
tipping
then.
Back then.
If you say Mike Jones right now, niggas still gonna say who?
Why am I not even saying these niggas? UGK. Did they reach mainstream?
I think
just what I mean to me,
that song they did.
Niggas up north don't feel UGK like they say they be doing. I know,
but they know him.
They know him though.
It's not like they. I mean,
from Big Pimpin', you don't think Big Pimpin' kind of put, and then Bun be doing shit with Static Selector and everybody. You know what I'm saying? I think you know them, but they still be considered underground. Would you consider Scarface underground?
No. Nah, Brad been out. He was one of the first niggas out from the South. Or him and Ghetto Boys.
Yeah, niggas know Brad.
And they was popping back then too. Like back in the 90s, like from the South, like yeah.
But not necessarily that they don't know him. I'm just saying as far as underground.
Nah, I'm because when you mention the South, Brad is one of the ones you bring up.
Yeah, he's that nigga for sure.
Especially from Houston, one of the Texas rappers. If you're not mentioning, well, okay, I'll say that about UGK. If you're not mentioning UGK, then you mentioning Scarface. So, you know what I'm saying? So I'll give you that.
Quick question. Would y'all put UGK on the same level as A-Ball MJG?
They be above him.
I think above him too. So I fuck with Ball and G though.
Yeah, I think they be above him though. Yeah. I think you can consider A-Ball and MJG like underground legends.
Nah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like you would have to.
Even with the little minor success they had with Diddy too.
Yeah.
Because they had a couple.
Oh, I forgot. I forgot about that run.
A couple hits with Puff.
Yeah, I'd say they still would be. I think somebody like Ab-Soul goes on that list.
Right. Okay,
you know what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? That he goes on that list. I think Isaiah Rashad goes on that list. I think there's a list of niggas though. Like
there's certain tiers to the underground. Yeah.
Like Boogie and like all them niggas. Like I think they go on the list. I think man, there's so many niggas that could. But if you still consider it on a local level, you got to graduate from local to underground.
Yeah.
This conversation ain't really for you.
Like I say, it's different levels to the underground shit.
And another conversation, since we on that topic, you have to invest in yourself with these things.
Right.
If you spinning your wheels in the city that you in, and you're not getting anywhere.
You're just spinning your wheels.
Right? Like you're not getting anywhere specifically because you can only do so much at home. Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like you only gonna get so far at home. And so what I will give niggas like that credit for is taking the risk to be able to do things like that and not being scared to do it. You know what I'm saying? Because like I think you have to invest in yourself, man, and seeing people that's from the city you in, like being in Atlanta and seeing them niggas down there doing their thing down there too was dope to me.
Yeah.
Because it's not only do you take yourself serious enough to invest in yourself here, but you willing to go and travel and, pay your way to get where you got to go if that's the case or whatever the case may be. So
whole new city.
And that's my thing. There's only a one way for people to know you, and that's to get in their face.
Right.
And so you can't be out here in Dallas thinking that somebody in New York needs to know you.
If you ain't trying to get known.
It damn near is impossible unless you just have a viral hit that goes crazy and people just pick up on it and make a dance out of it. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like that's a 1 out of 1,000 type of opportunity.
Exactly.
But if you're talking about the grassroots, going through it, being at these events, taking merch if you have it, networking with the people there, making sure that you're visible, making sure that your set is right, professional, it gets you where you want to go. You know what I'm saying? And so that is my main takeaway from it. And even going into that, man, like this, the whole tour has been pretty dope to me.
Yeah,
like it's been pretty dope. I think seeing these cities, city for city, going the different kind of fans in different places. Austin was different than Dallas. Dallas was different than Houston. You know what I'm saying?
Different.
And then even venues on the East, different venues. And then even, seeing them travel and do the East Coast venues and shit like that was crazy.
Yeah.
Atlanta was dope. I think, being out of state and seeing that shit and having the same type of access and because like we got there for a walkthrough in Atlanta at like 3 p.m.
Okay.
And the venue that they did, Center Stage, shout out to Center Stage as well, super dope ass venue. When we got there, they have 3 different venues in one.
That's crazy.
So there's like a second floor. There's a second one. If you go up, it's a little bit smaller than the main one. And then there's another one next to that one. That's another venue as well. And they all in the same. I'm gonna show it on the recap video.
It's crazy.
And so we got to tour all of that, go see where everybody was performing. Like it was a auditorium type of deal with seats where you could sit down in that bitch. And then they had the standing area right in front of the stage. But to see 1,000 people, you know what I'm saying? Like really feeling this man. Like exclusive backstage pass tickets, multiple people purchasing.
Yep.
Shout out to my brother Black Nails for pulling up.
Yeah.
Super dope meeting, bro. But just being there in that atmosphere, everybody that came out to see him. Shout out to Head Crack was there as well.
Yeah, Crack.
Super dope experience. It's still going on right now. Yeah,
just the whole tour. Like a lot of people just think about going on tours and not knowing what it's like. Just seeing that hustle and bustle from city to city, what goes on between it. Just even what we did, nigga, just traveling, doing that, just cities, renting, leaving, renting hotels and shit like that.
And shout out to y'all for hosting too, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but that shit was super
y'all
dope.
give yourself enough credit, man.
Yeah, the Houston shit was super dope. That's the next one. That's the next recap I got. The Houston shit was super dope. First time hosting anything of that magnitude. You know what I'm saying? Like very, very dope show though. It turned out to be pretty dope. Shout out to all the openers. Too many of y'all to name.
Shout out to Houston for not giving a fuck because they said the fire marshal slid through.
Oh my God.
So asked them niggas politely to step outside. Nobody budged.
Booed me off the stage.
Nobody
Shout out to Dan and Rob for having me go on stage at a Currency concert and ask people to stop smoking. Like what?
Smoking.
Shout out to Center Stage though, because they definitely appreciated the smoking that bitch though. Like, they were impressed by it. Atlanta is very fucking liberal as far as weed smoke goes as well.
Okay.
Like nigga, you can smoke right next to a police. They're not gonna bother you.
Damn.
Swear to you, and I may be wrong. Maybe if you meet the right police,
right.
But I was all over the place with it, and so like I felt that way about Florida too. Last time I went, I feel like I could smoke.
I think they know their situations that they get themselves into. Yeah, it's like if you know Currency, you know anything about him is that. Well, the first thing you know about him is that. Probably the second thing, he's going to smoke.
Yeah,
sure.
And if you think his fans ain't going to smoke,
they're going to welcome him on stage.
Exactly,
with the shits.
He like the new Snoop Dogg with it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta respect it.
It's the expectation, man. But super dope for that. If you still out here and this is still going on, we got to the end of May. Tour's going to the end of May. A few more dates. I know California is on the schedule. I know they were on the East Coast last time I checked. Boston was the last show that I saw that they were on.
But they got some Canada dates, though.
Yeah, so they got a couple, like 3 Canada dates. I know Primo Rice is now a part of the tour. Primo. He combined his tour with Currency, so he's an opener along with Fendi P. Yeah, Fendi. Shout out to Fendi P. On every date. Shout out to Currency's team. Shout out to Musa. They super professional, super like structured. Right. You know what I'm saying? They come prepared. Merch, everything is all set up before you get there. Meet and greets are professional. Yep. So if you get a chance, man, check that show out if you're a fan of bro.
Very dope show.
The ticket is worth it.
Yep.
And if you show up to one of these shows, let me explain something to y'all. Because there's a double negative here for y'all that show up and don't understand how this works if you've never been to a concert. Y'all try to show up early as fuck to be the first person in front of the stage. I respect it. Yeah. But you show up to a show at 8 o'clock. Right. Let's be mindful. The main act don't go on until 11. So if you show up at 8 to get your front row spot, that's fine. Just be prepared to be there for 3.5 hours.
In that same spot.
Because if you move, somebody takes it unless you bought a seat.
You're cooked.
So you show up at 8 and you expecting for these people to get on stage because you tired of standing there. But there's openers. Yep. There is a run of show.
A million of them. Bitches.
The run of show starts when the doors open. Doors open at 7. They got to occupy that time some way. So either you going to have a situation where there's no openers up until the main nigga and then he brings his openers, which is cool. A DJ can rock the party until the end. But that's still 2.5 hours of a DJ. You still standing there. They don't go on until 11.
Then they're going to do, an hour and a half sometimes maybe?
Right. So you're going to be there from 8. If you got there first and tried to get in the front of the line, you there from 8 until 11, until whatever time he's done.
And then mind you, it's going to be 700 people, 800 people, 900
packed
people
behind you, pressing up against you, trying to get close.
You're cooked.
So you got to come prepared to these events. I know y'all be there and y'all get a little upset when these people are on stage and you know, we ready for the main act, but half the time y'all yelling for this motherfucker and he not even in the building yet.
Nope.
Facts.
He is on 35 on his way to Trees, and while you in there talking about we ready for Currency. So you got to really come prepared for these things. I saw somebody else post something on Threads the other day. This was earlier today. They was posting talking about Kendrick's show, the last one that he did somewhere in California, I believe. And but they was at the show like 8 o'clock talking about, man, a lot of these seats show is empty. Nigga, what? These are purchased seats. Why do they got to get here early? It don't matter what time I get here. Nobody's going to be in my seat. Like, how do y'all not know how this works? This thing's not going to go on. Now, mind you, a stadium tour, he may go on a little earlier than you do a normal, but he's still not going to go on right when you get there. They going to have to build up. I went to the Beyonce show. We got there maybe what we thought was right on time. She didn't come out for an hour.
Nope. Shit, I went to go see Pink, nigga. Same shit with her.
You gonna wait until they ready.
Whenever she come damn well ready to come out.
You gotta get this concert etiquette in order because it sucks for people, especially for the openers that pay their money for all these cities and these dates to get on and try to perform their music, and y'all complaining because the person you came to see ain't there. Yeah, well, come later. Go outside and smoke. Come back in. If you really about your shit, you got a system. If it's more than 3 or 4 of y'all, you get 2 people to hold down the spot. Send 2 out, 2 come back, the other 2 go out.
Rotate.
Work it.
Rotate. Like, you got to figure it out. But like, don't come complaining because there's openers on the show for a bill. You get here at 8 and thinking they supposed to go on at 8:30.
Or spend your money on the VIP.
Cheap ass niggas.
It's going to be there. It's going to be there.
Then you get to do whatever you want to do.
Don't give a fuck. You can leave, come back, go to the bathroom, hit the bar as many times as you want to.
Facts. So, another topic.
Get your weight up.
What are some signs that your relationship is not working out, my brother?
Ooh. I'm going to say when the communication slows down.
Communication?
When the communication slows down.
Is there something that breaks the communication, or is it just something that just happens?
It's usually, I don't know. In my instance, it's usually something that probably didn't happen. Either an argument that went left or went too deep. Knowing me and my mouth, pause. I done said something crazy out of line and had effect touching them too deep or something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I think when the communication slows down, that's when you kind of.
Or on that same note, when the communication can be adverse and like turns into like verbal abuse or arguing or that kind of shit, because then that takes a toll on you as well. Like if you can't communicate the right kind of way, you either not talking or you talking to each other in a manner that doesn't help anything.
It just turns into bashing each other.
Yeah, bro. And that'd be the other thing.
It's not even communicating no more. It's
because you're on the defensive.
Yeah.
Now I'm on the defensive, and now I want to say something to you because you said something to me. You know what I'm saying? So it's no longer about the productivity of the conversation. Now it's just getting one up on the motherfucker.
Facts.
I think that another factor is I think, and this is one that a lot of people won't speak to because they tend to not. They act like they don't want these things to be like a known thing, but like a lot of people's like physical appearance that cause a relationship to fade.
Hell yeah,
physical appearance. Oh, okay, yeah.
Person letting themselves go,
or
not maturing, not
too much Botox or something like that.
Like I've had conversations with niggas who've like. And shout out to them for being honest with their partner, but like they've been with a certain situation where they've advised the person that they gotten a little bit gotten a little bit out of control and allowed that person to work on it and they weren't able to fix it. And so then he had to make a decision or they had to make a decision on what they wanted to do from there. And so I think that's another one that because people be like, oh, you shouldn't, that's, how a person looks shouldn't be a XYZ. And it's like, yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah.
That sounds good, but we all human. You know what I'm saying?
Especially if you're not trying, that's one thing.
Yeah, I think the financial aspect as well.
Financial, I was gonna say physical touch. Like
that too.
Stop touching them, the kisses stop, the hugging stop holding hands. Y'all in the same bed, but y'all not in the same bed, right?
Yeah, if you lose interest as far as the physical attraction to the person that you with, my question is because I haven't really experienced that. Not like I've experienced it in the sense of like fucking with somebody and like eventually not wanting to fuck with them no more.
Right.
But never with like my significant other. Like as long as I'm with you, I want to be with you in every facet of this shit. Right.
That's the
but
reason
like
I want to be with you.
Right. But the others, I think like I may have like kind of waned off of like wanting to fuck with them in that way because like I wasn't really feeling you no more. And so the physical don't mean nothing if my head not in it. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't just be fucking on you and like not really like you as a person. Like that shit seems like an oxymoron. I think a lot of time, bro, like time does it because like I said with the financial thing, depending on what your situation is, whether it's a combined thing where y'all have issues financially and can't figure it out, or maybe it's one individual always has a problem and the other person just gets tired of it. You know what I'm saying? That happens a lot as well. And then sometimes people just grow apart, bro.
Yeah, facts.
People just grow apart to the point where like our views and values are different.
That's with anybody though. Family, friends.
Facts. I asked a question to see how many 20 plus year relationships are there out there opposed to how many divorces are out there.
Oh man.
If that makes sense from us. I wonder how many, is there more long-term relationships? Like
the ratio is ridiculous
compared to divorces and shit. That's what I want to know.
My thing is, if you're in a situation like take, I seen somebody talking about like Rihanna and A$AP Rocky. Like, is there a need for you to get married if you're happy in a relationship that doesn't require you to?
I think some people thrive on that. I think that it's that title, I'm married, and that ring on their finger. So, because everybody, I mean, I know certain people that have been together and just have that common law marriage, or whatever, just been together for years and not even really worried about being married. But I also know other people that is like, oh no, we got to get married.
And a lot of people don't want to tie in all their personal things together sometimes.
That's right.
I think that's a fear of a lot of people, especially for women and men, because like if a woman got her shit together and you meet a guy, you may love him to death, but he may be horrible with his finances.
Right.
So why would I then in turn tie all of my shit that I've worked so hard for into you and all your mishaps, and now we both struggling out here to get ahead and shit like that.
Right.
So I think it comes from both ends, but I think the main thing is what you said is communication. When things do start to fade, are you discussing that with the person? Like, are you talking to them about what changed for you, or like you just keeping it to yourself until you can't take it no more, and then you getting up out of here.
And then, I mean, but once you get to that point, like, where it ain't no communication, do you feel comfortable enough bringing that up?
Yeah, it's kind of too late. Because at a certain point, you've already made up your mind.
Right.
Like, if you've thought on it enough, and like this is something that you really don't want to do no more, even if you talk to the person and be like, I don't like how you do X, Y, and Z, and that's why I feel this way, they can fucking change it, but it may just be too late. You know what I'm saying?
If they don't want to change it.
If they don't want to change it, or if they feel like it's kind of pointless if you telling me now after you finna fucking leave me or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
So yeah, you definitely got to talk about it, bro. Definitely.
Hell yeah, get that shit addressed. Like, no, to me, bring that shit up as soon as it happens. Fact. But some people don't like that. Take that as confrontation and kind of get scared and like don't scared the person. But if you have trust and love for your partner, then it shouldn't be nothing that you can't say to them.
No, facts.
At any given time. I mean, at certain times, like I wouldn't say it in the middle of a party or something like, or just be out eating dinner.
It's appropriate time and place type shit.
Like wait till we get to the car or wait till we get back home type shit like that. But I don't know. Well,
I mean, do you think in a lot of those situations, especially relationships where people stay together for the sake of the other person's feelings?
That or kids.
Kids is always the main one.
Yeah, kids is always
like, while we together just because I want my kids to have both parents in the house. Now, if you're in one of those situations, if somebody tells you that, how would you accept that?
I'll be like, bro.
No,
the kids know.
Where's my mindset on that? Like on that other person? Am I thinking we're still together? Or
it's kind of confusing.
See, that's the thing about it for me. Like, what mindset do I have in that situation? Am I thinking we're not together, or am I the one thinking that we are together and I'm in love?
I think naturally you hear it. Depending on your outlook going into that conversation, you maybe didn't know that that's how the person felt. So if they hit you over the head with that, then it's like, damn, maybe I've been fighting for something and this person just feels like they already
clocked out.
Yeah, they already clocked out. They just here for the kids. You know what I'm saying? So then I take on a certain mindset.
Yeah. And that's crazy too when another person clock out and the other person don't even know it.
And they don't even know it.
Yeah.
Y'all fighting two different battles out here.
Crazy.
Facts. That's
pushing towards two different goals.
Crazy.
But it happens more often than not, bro. And it's only because people are afraid. And for women, I think it's different because like you could be dealing with a nigga that could be completely crazy.
Yeah.
And so sometimes you feel trapped in a situation where if I say something, it may end up for me in a negative way. But for men, we do it based on just strictly the emotion of the other person. I can't be real with this person because I don't want to hurt their feelings.
I would say another kicker to that too. Just staying in relationships is comfort. This has been this all this shit has been comfortable. I've been doing this for so long.
I'm complacent here. I know what to expect. I know what I'm getting out of this.
It ain't gonna be bad forever. It might be bad for these 2-3 weeks, but then the next 4 weeks is gonna be semi cool. I can deal with it. That's what I like.
I know how much work I got to put in. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't have to do too much to get what I want out of this, and I don't expect much either. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm probably still out here getting what I need from different pockets or whatever. So yeah, that's the cold thing. I think men, we play the game a lot different than women do, and I think that's the reason why they'll never understand fully what it's like to be a man because we don't tie a lot into the shit that they do.
And I mean, I gotta play both sides of the street before we get bashed. But you know what I'm saying? We don't know how it feels to be a woman.
That's also true, but I rarely ever hear a man say, I'm trying to think like women do.
No.
You see what I'm saying? Like you always hear that. I've heard multiple women say, oh, I think like a nigga or I think like a man. You know what I'm saying? So you ain't got to lie to me. And you say that until you get in your feelings and now you're not thinking like a man.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
The moment that you insert feelings into your rationale as a woman, you're no longer thinking like a man.
Cooked.
Or if it's based on emotion, the proper emotion, because there are some men that get in their feelings.
Some men get in there.
They do
deep down in their feelings.
But starting off,
it's not nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all brothers work how y'all work. You know what I'm saying? To each his own.
But starting off in the situation, 9 times out of 10, a man is after the physical because that's what we see first. We see that first. It draws you to it. If a person says, "Oh, I'm always after personality," then you would never approach anybody out in public because you ain't even know their personality. What's this woman's personality at the gas pump?
Right. And then when you meet a person that ain't, I mean, which is fucking wild as shit though, maybe 2-3 good months of a person doing everything completely right before they really show you their true colors.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Like,
you
so
can never tell.
I'm gonna get what this dream and this fantasy is on both ends, because the female ain't doing the same thing.
Right.
She may not showing you that she doing this, that, and the third, and the nigga ain't showing you the same thing, but it's gonna be beautiful for 2-3 months, and then motherfuckers get comfortable. Well, I can start doing this, and I can do this, and then you start seeing how a motherfucker is for real.
Yeah, because I got, as a man, and I'm just being real, as a man, once you cross that line and we finally accomplished the goal that we set out the first time we saw you, because we know what that goal is.
Right.
Now, once you get the goal, the question is, what do you do after that? So if you're really interested in this person, and that's where the relationship starts to take its start. Like, we start here. I can't really say I'm interested in you if we haven't really experienced each other either over a certain period of time, or we've crossed the line of being physical, because now it's the real us.
Right.
Like now, you know what I'm saying? Like now you've let your guard down. Same for me. You know what I'm saying? Now I've gotten what I felt like I came here for. Am I interested enough to keep going? And in her instance, it's like, well, now I've allowed this to happen.
I'm invested. You
know what I'm saying? And so you playing a dangerous game there, my brothers and sisters of the sort. And so just kind of be careful when you playing with your emotions as well as other people's.
You're playing with fucking fire.
It ain't no one size fits all of this shit. Like people go out dating people and they treat everybody the same because they think they way works. And work your way through life not really knowing why shit don't work for you, and it's because you never took the time to get to know nobody.
Yeah, man. Straight for the gusto.
Stop pouring yourself into situations before you even know people, bro. Like,
and then at the same time, some of y'all motherfuckers be seeing these motherfuckers be crazy and still like, he playing or she playing. Like, nah. Once you see that, bam.
Yeah,
like you done went on the first date and then had 5 mini arguments and you ain't taking that into consideration.
People show you who they are before, and allow you the opportunity to make your decision.
Right.
Don't make your decision based on who you think you are as a person. No, trust them for who they telling you that they are. Like that's a serious thing. Fact.
True story.
Anything else? Y'all got anything else?
I got a question for y'all niggas since we're talking about men and women right now.
Okay.
Being in this, would you, I'm just gonna put it like this. Would you let a woman fly you out? She live in a different state. She out, she hot and horny. She wants you to slide through.
I was gonna ask, is sex a part of the trip?
Yes, this is the whole trip. This is part of the point A of the trip. Little mama wants you to come bust her down, and that's your
and I'm like, man, I ain't, you know what I'm saying?
She's paying for the flight. She's paying for you to come there. She's gonna pick you up, maybe in an Uber. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Sending for
get to the crib. Either y'all get in a hotel or you at her house because you've been flown out with the Uber. Pay for dinner, and then she pays for the trip back.
I don't see any problem with it. I'm assuming that this individual can do it because they're offering it, so they're not gonna offer nothing that they can't afford. I would assume. So I'm gonna take you up on your word. Like I'm gonna take you up for it and see if you really talking about what you say you're talking about. And I'm trying to think, because I know it happens in life. Yeah. But like,
right.
You got to be a cold motherfucker for a woman to fly you out.
I was just thinking that, man. It don't normally go like that, man. Either
that's
woman.
What I'm saying. So you and your pride, nigga, you already thinking. I mean, I don't know how y'all niggas thinking. That ain't none of my business. But
pride is out the window.
Your pride, like you thinking you king dingling pose, like, hey, okay,
I ain't
and then shorty hit you. No, I'm not saying. I'm just saying, just whatever the thought is. Like shorty say, hey. You know what I'm saying? Come, I'm gonna fly you out. There's gonna be a plane ticket. You know what I mean?
Facts.
I'm gonna come get you for Saturday, Sunday. Send you on Sunday night.
It could be a situation so where like she got a situation going on, so it ain't working out. I got a situation that ain't working out. We're gonna meet in the middle, and all right, let's do it. Or see, I'm a Libra. I think on both sides of the fence, man. Or it could be a person that's unattractive that probably got some bread that can do that, like I said. You know what I'm saying? But to each his own, whatever you like. You know what I'm saying?
Because I think everybody does what they're capable or able to do, right?
Yeah.
So like, you can get what you can get, and so if you think about it on the male side, most of the men that do that, there's two reasons why.
Yeah.
The inability to do it any other way, so I have to pay for it or do it this way because I can't get it no other way.
Yeah.
Or the fact that I just don't care to do it the other way, and I'm gonna do it this way just because, and it's easy. You know what I'm saying? I find what I want.
Right.
I send for it. It comes. We execute, and then we go about our business. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, if a woman feels that way, she probably just like, well, I don't want to take the chance of this nigga not being able to come if he don't have no money.
Right.
You know, most men are kind of frugal.
Hey,
you know,
some women like that though. They'll take care of you if they like.
Yeah, it's an empowerment type of thing for
them.
them.
Invested, they will fuck with you.
So I'm not opposed, bro. I think it to each his own. I'm not gonna turn it down on the strength of I'm a man and I gotta pay for my own. Hell no, I want to be treated to every now and then as well.
Treat yourself.
You know what I'm saying? And if it's genuine and sincere and it's something that's really gonna happen, and we just supposed to be having a good time, then I'm all for it. Now don't get me out here on no reckless shit and I get here and it's chaos.
Yeah.
Because a lot of that's the other thing though. That's the other thing, because you know a lot of times women like they be having shit going on and they may not tell you. You know what I'm saying? So are we staying at your house? Like, where am I staying at?
Any niggas stalking you?
Right.
Let's keep it a buck, bitch. Where's your baby daddy at?
I'm not trying to wake up with a nigga staring me in my face.
Where's your ex-husband
asking me who am I?
Breathing on me, motherfucker.
Why I'm in his house.
What's up, nigga? Nah, nigga.
Going through my pockets and shit that's laying on the ground.
It's in these pockets,
I'm thinking under my pillow. I promise you.
Nah, bro. But nah, I think you gotta kind of be a certain kind of nigga to just be like, nah, I'm never doing that. Shit, I don't give a fuck.
Baby girl, come fly me out.
Facts. Put me on that plane. I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? Don't think I owe you nothing just because I'm getting on here, though. Treat you like the women treat the niggas that fly them out. Just because you flew me out don't mean you getting some.
Right, bitch. You crazy. You flew me on Spirit. You got me fucked up.
Now, listen, let me tell you something. And this is from my recent experiences. If she flying me out on Spirit, if it ain't the big seats, I'm probably gonna pass.
The big seats?
Yeah, I need the big two of the big seats in the front. I can't do the small seats, love, unless you're gonna give me the emergency exit row. I'm too tall. Like Spirit flights don't fit a nigga my height. I just figured that out here recently. I don't fit on Spirit flights, bro. Baby. Like my knees, I can't. I feel like in the flight you should be able to sit straight. Like my knees should be. I don't even care if I got a lot of room between my knees and the seat, but I should still be able to do this.
Yeah,
bro. I couldn't put my knees behind the seat in Spirit. Thank the Lord that the man in front of me didn't throw his seat back. You know what I'm saying?
I'd put that nigga in a sleeper.
I'd put his ass right in the fucking full Nelson as I adjusted the seat back to straight up.
Bitch ass nigga.
Now, see, fly me on the Spirit, I'm done. Okay, but nah, I'm not too proud, bro. I'm with it. It's exciting.
Fly me out. I like seeing different cities.
Oh God. Well, look, man, that's all I got. You know what I'm saying? Anything else that comes to mind?
No, I think I'm good, man. Shout out to everybody that paid attention to us, motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? We just a couple simple guys out here trying to do it. Also, make sure, I always say this, you like, you share, you subscribe.
Facts.
All over. On all the social medias, the Ringo's page, my page, Caution's page, OB page.
Shout out OB.
The main page, shout out to every fucking thing. Everything we put out. Please like, share, subscribe.
Fucking with us, man.
It doesn't hurt to get involved, man. It's just content.
It's just a simple click of a button any damn way. I'm not asking for your signature and blood.
Nobody hurting though. I mean, y'all niggas go ahead and tap into this shit.
Man. We got some new shit coming out too, man. Stay tuned, man.
Oh yeah, constantly. Constantly. We listen to Caution Mr. 700, Ayo Clark, Ringo.
Check.
We're out this bitch.